Metallic Fanatic, and I want to show you a couple of tools here. These tools I've had a while. You know, I've introduced you to some new tools, and some new ones are coming in. But I also want to show you some things that I've used and worked with through the years, or a year or two. I've had these. This is much longer than this one. And these are relatively new entries into the into Multitool. You know, in the very long history of Multitools, they're new entries. And I bought this a while ago, and these are very, very simple multi-tools. This one's a little bit more complex, and this is a Kershaw. It's the Kershaw blade, so it's a Kershaw knife. And basically what I've got in here is a bit system. So I just pop this out, and I have a series of bits. I have both a straight set of bits here on one side and Phillips on the other. And you know, I've done some tech work and still do. I haven't built a computer in a long time because the computers you buy now in stores are so cheap because they're mass produced or mass assembled. So there's not a whole lot of reason a lot of times, but I probably will be getting another one. I want to get a really strong computer for video, max it out a little bit, so I'll probably be building another one in the near future. And what I love about this one is the extension of the screwdriver bit attachment. Now if you're working inside machines or inside very thin areas, you know, you have to go in, you have to twist this, and this length is about the length of a small traditional screwdriver. You know, and it works very well. It works very well with computers. How you have to go in, you have to tighten screws on the boards, you have to tighten screws on the side that hold the cards, and you know, just put screws everywhere, and this allows you to reach them. And this is my favorite screwdriver tool with a screwdriver on it. You know, it is a multi-tool. It has two functions, not many functions. Well, if you count the various screwdrivers, you have 4 screwdrivers and a knife. But it's very useful if you work on tech equipment, or you work on something to where you're going to actually need to use a screwdriver. I always talk about these tools as compromise tools. This is probably the least compromise of a tool. You have a real screwdriver here. It's not quite as good as a long extended screwdriver, or you know, you can get a straight screwdriver that bends, etc. But you know, this comes as close to being very good at least the 2, or if you include each one of these bits as a tool, 5 functions it has. So I can pop this back on. The only thing is keeping up with the bits, which is not something that I'm great at. But they appear to be traditional size, so I could replace them if I need be, but I'm trying to make special attention and keep those. Now, over here is a multi-tool. Now, I don't know the manufacturer of this one. Oh, yeah, I do. I can see it now. It's CRKT. Okay, so it's a Colorado radio with a Columbia River knife tool. So I bought this actually, and the reason I didn't know the vendors, I bought this at a gun show. I'm really happy with the vendor. I really like their stuff. So this is a Columbia River knife tool, and it also has bits. With this, you have a couple of good pluses for this. It has a pliers type thing, and it's relatively thin, so it's almost needle nose. So it's also helpful if you're going to be working in confined areas. Like I said, it also has a bit system, so you have 2. You only have 2 bits, so you don't have a range of size, but you simply fit it into the end, and you can use it that way. But it also has some of the problems with the girth, and you know, you can get top screws, but if you have to go into a computer case or somewhere narrow, you might need to use something more along the lines of the Kershaw here, or a traditional screwdriver. So that's those are 2 of them, the systems I've used most often. I didn't realize this was a Columbia River knife tool, but it is very well constructed, so it does fit. It does fit it does fit what I know about the company. And just could look at the blade. It says CRKT. Didn't use the blade that I offered on this, because it usually had a special purpose when I used it, and usually related to the screw.